All right. Workout number 2. Big Friday. I feel decent. I feel a bit tired. I got this though. Polish this off. And we'll be good to go. A little refuel. RX bar. I'm not liking these too much. Probably get something else the next time I go to Costco. And I got one of these. That's my usual go-tos for, right before a kind of heavy day. Especially the vanilla one. I used to not really like these that much, or any type of like protein drink, but the vanilla Premier Protein has been growing on me a lot. So that's what we're running with. I honestly probably I don't really like these ones. The blueberry one's fine, but they're just like, they kind of get everywhere. You get stuck all in my teeth and stuff. I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of that. But I bought 2 whole packs, so I gotta finish them all. I was having the built ones for a little bit, like the puffs, but apparently those ones aren't very high quality protein, at least I heard. So I really like those ones, but yeah, they're not. Son of a bitch. Apparently not very good for you, or compared to like one like this. Friday. See, already stuck in my teeth. I feel pretty good. My body doesn't feel too sore right now. So, it's gonna be a pretty good day. I mean, I definitely feel a little more tired than I did on Wednesday. But no, it was the end of the week, so. But no, that's when the fun happens. When you're tired. Not really. But yeah, I think it'll be nice. I'm going in with a good attitude. Kind of. I don't think I left early enough, so I'm not going to get to control the music. That might affect everything. Not really. I think, honestly, if you absolutely need music to work out, I don't know. You shouldn't really need music to, like, push hard. Sometimes I'll just go no music and just, it's almost, honestly, sometimes I feel like I can push better because I can just focus. I can focus a lot more on what I'm feeling and like my breathing too. When I'm listening to music really loud, I can't hear myself breathe. So sometimes I feel like I'm not breathing right. Try working out without music a couple times a week. It's nice. Get a little change of pace. Yeah, being able to push hard without music is a skill. It's a good skill to have because, like, at a competition, you don't get music. You get whatever's playing on the speakers. You don't get to choose it. So I get used to, doing stuff without it. Like, I don't know. This right here has been making it so I'm not even listening to music when I'm going to the gym. music's great, but sometimes it just kind of puts you in like, puts me in kind of like this weird headspace. Like some songs will come on and just kind of ruins my mood almost. And I'm like sometimes if I'm pulling up to the gym and I'm listening to Deftones, immediately I'm just kind of, I'm in this like aggro emotional zone. You know, sometimes you need to be in that zone, but a lot of times it's like detrimental. Like it's better to just be, it's better to be in a good mood when you're at the gym, to be honest. Like, yeah, sometimes when you're angry you lift harder, but harder doesn't always mean better. Like my best gym sessions ever are when I'm, you know, in a good mood. Because when I'm in a good mood, it's so much easier to focus on what I'm doing, right? If you're in a bad mood and you're thinking about all this extra stuff, and you got all these things going through your mind. You know, a lot of people say when they go to the gym, you know, it's nice because they can just not think about anything else. But you might not be thinking about anything else, but you're not really that focused if you're in there all just like stressed and worried and like. Maybe it does relieve a little bit of stress, but you were still stressed to begin with, you know? And working out while like stressed and like angry and mad and you're not gonna, I think scientifically you're not gonna grow that much muscle, right? Because your cortisol is up, which means your testosterone is down, right? So, you know, don't quote me on that, I'm not a scientist, but going into the gym in a good mood, low stress, so much better. Sorry, my phone cut me off. I'm here. So, let's cut to some snatches.
Yeah, but yeah, same.
All right. Done with that. Only we're there for 3 hours. It's all right. Towards the end, it just becomes, you know, everyone's just socializing, which is nice. It's good. It's good to be close with the people you're training with, you know? Don't just sit in the corner and do nothing. Say nothing to anyone. That's what I used to do. It's boring. It sucks. You know, it's a lot easier to train hard too when everyone else around you is training hard and you like everyone that's training hard with you. So, pretty good day, I would say. I hit 100 in the snatch. The snatch was going really well. Definitely, my last couple sets at 100 weren't my best, but that's okay. Clean and jerk 140, that was not very good. But the 120s before that, I didn't video those, but those were all pretty good. Did some squats, kind of just squatted to like stretch out and make sure, you know, everything was working right. Yeah, I was happy. I was happy with today. Overall, both workouts were good. I think I'll be pretty ready by the time December 27th rolls around. So I wasn't planning on going super heavy then, but if the trajectory right now is pointing to being able to hit 90-95% of that competition. So it'll be fun and exciting. My weight is feeling great. Like, even with losing weight, my body still feels good, and I don't feel crazy hungry. I feel pretty strong still. I actually feel better than I did when I was at 100 kilos. I think, yeah, I just, when you get to like the biggest you are on a bulk, you start to feel a little bit sluggish, and you're just not. It's really hot all the time. Sleep is a little bit worse. I can't even imagine being 230 pounds. That's crazy. But yeah, overall, I would say today was a good day. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the progress I've made so far. I changed shirts. I always get there, and one of the guys in there, he has like a bunch of excess shirts, so he just gives us shirts. So I got Magneto. I don't think anyone can see that, but it's pretty sick. It fits me good. I'll start wearing this as a pump cover too. That's the thing. You don't gotta spend, $40 on shirts from these big brands. No offense to the big brands. If the big brands watch this, they're not gonna. But if they do, hit me up. I wouldn't mind. I've never owned any of your stuff, so let me know. I wouldn't mind. But yeah, you just go to Target. Dude, Target has such good, like, you get double XLs, graphic T-shirts. Dude, they're sick. You can get so much good stuff for. You can get like 4 shirts for $20-$30, or go thrifting. Same thing. So you don't gotta spend all this money on the new Gymshark drop, new Young LA shop. Again, no hate to them. If they want to sponsor me, go ahead. I don't mind. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much. This is a short one. I don't have much else to say today. I feel like I talked a lot. I think that I'm going to be snatching 140 pretty soon. Definitely within the next couple months. Quote me. Quote me on that. Couple months. February, March. 140 is going up. 100%. Which is 308 for, your us Americans. But clean and jerk, it's going to be a little bit longer before I hit something big. I'm just, the jerk is a big struggle for me. I've always had a hard time with it, and I think like it is getting so much better than it used to be, but definitely still not easy. Still not easy. Uh, but by the time March rolls around, I'll have another competition in March that I'll be fully trained up for, compared to this one in a couple weeks. And that one in March is going to be like, all right, let's really get after it, and have some expectations for it. Um, yeah, this one coming up, I don't really have any expectations. I'm just trying to go in there and compete. It's back on Maui, so again, I mean, I said this. I like being around those people. Those people are fun, and I haven't done a competition there in 2, maybe 3 years. So I'm excited. I'm excited to compete there again. Um, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to go there and just have a good day. Maybe I'll wear an ugly sweater because it's like 2 days after Christmas. We have an ugly sweater day next week, Wednesday, actually. I have a Grinch sweater. It's going to be hot. So, but it'll be cool. It's funny. It's a funny little thing, you know. You gotta have fun in the gym. You know, it is a serious thing, and there are days. You know, I talk about it all the time. There are days that are going to suck, and you know, you have to be okay with it sucking. There's days you're going to hate it. You have to be okay with that. But there are days like you go in, have fun, like, allow yourself to have fun too, and you know, yeah, you're supposed to go in there and focus and zone in, especially with Olympic weightlifting. You got to be able to zone in, but at the same time, you know, it's so much better to be around a bunch of people and you know, make friends in the gym, have training partners that you like, and I think that alone, you know, helps you train harder. If you see someone that, you know, is your training partner and they're working hard, that makes you want to work hard. And if they're working hard for you, that better make you want to work harder than them. Like, and it's not a you know, it's not at all in a bad way. It's just in a competitive way. Like, you know, you ever watch that? There's this movie called Rush, and the whole movie, it's like these two guys. It's about these two racers, F1. I'm not going to explain the whole movie, but it's around like their competition, and they kind of like, really what it is they don't hate each other. They're competitors, and like they want to beat each other so bad. And that's you know, you don't need to go out there, not shake anyone's hand, be a fucking dickhead, and tell everyone to fuck off all the time. No, but when you get to that point, like, you're competitors now. Like, I don't need to, you know, go out of my way and say hi to you. Like, it's once we're competing, we're competing. Right? Just, you know, again, don't be a dick, but you know, once once you get in that warm up area and you start warming up, like, don't talk to anyone. Don't talk to me. Definitely. If you, unless you're, I mean, some people are just there to have fun, you know, and that's okay. But if you're there to compete, and you're there to, you know, try and win some medals, try and hit some big weights, just zone in. Like, you know, I don't know, not much else there. I think, yeah, we're gonna go back, eat some salmon, eat some rice. Tomorrow will just be a back day. Hopefully it's better than the last couple that I've done. And then Sunday we're off. That's about it. That's all I got.